Hello everyone, welcome to a LEGO minifigures full case unboxing and review. Taking a look at the brand new LEGO minifigures Series 27, also known as set number 71048. This is the brand new series that released on January 1st of 2025. There are 12 to collect, and I have a fresh untouched case here of 36 packs, which we'll be opening up in today's video. If you do go on to enjoy this video, please make sure to hit that like button as well as subscribe. So with that all being said, let's crack open our first pack with that being said. So here we go. Oh, it's been a while since I've opened up any of these packs. So we're going to start with the corner here. Let's see. I think I always open these a certain way just so I can keep the packaging. So we're going to do it just like that. I know there are QR codes to tell if certain characters are which you can download the respective app, but regardless, you scan it and then a little picture will appear telling you which pack is what. I just prefer buying a full case. It's just a more enjoyable experience for me. And with our first pack, we have, well, it looks like the Pirate Lady. So, okay, I guess the official name for this figure is the Pirate Quartermaster. I do think it's been a hot minute since we got a pirate minifigure, and this is an okay inclusion. Definitely gives some piratey vibes. I do like the bird that's included. That's like a new animal piece, if I'm not mistaken. And I do think this is called, I'm sorry if I butcher the name here, Sulfur-Crested Cockatoo, which is pretty cool. I'm sure there's some people who have birds as pets, and this will definitely be a pickup just for that molded piece alone. But regardless, as for the figure, removing the little bird there, really well detailed. I like the dual molded arm printing. Like, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's probably better seen on this arm than the other arm. But there is some arm printing. There's just some yellow dots on the white portion of the dual molded arm, which is nice. Attention to detail, I guess. The legs are dual molded printed as well. No printing on the back, but it does have a construction paper fabric material waist cape, which kind of irritates me because if I want to sit this figure down in my pirate ship builds, how can I? Because it has a waist cape. You know, like, I thought we got rid of waist capes so that therefore we wouldn't have this issue where I can't sit the figure down. Like, how am I expected to sit the figure down with it having a waist cape? You know, like, justice for all of us Star Wars and Ninjago collectors, etc. Like, how am I supposed to sit it down with the waist cape? It's just not possible, you know? Anywho, with that little rant being said, it's a nice inclusion. All things considered, it's a nice inclusion. I'm not a fan of the construction paper fabric material. Whatever. Nice new hairpiece. It does come with a sword with this minifigure as well. But yeah, removing the hairpiece, you can see the double-sided facial expression kind of going "arr," which is very in character for this minifigure. And before I forget, you do get an extra piece, which is just another sword. So yeah, with that being said, let's move on to our next pack. Okay, from here on out, I'm just going to put on the screen here what pack number we're opening, so that way I don't lose track. So, yeah, we're on to pack number whatever. Alrighty, let's see. Ooh, this one's interesting. I think this is like the Telescope Kid. Okay, the official name is the Astronomer Kid, and okay, when these minifigures first got revealed / leaked, this one I was the most intrigued to see in terms of just what it has going for it. Like, okay, sure, you got your regular torso print and just looks like a generic minifigure at a distant glance. But okay, before we talk about the minifigure, real quick, I'm jumping all over the place. The telescope build actually looks really well done. It definitely looks like a telescope from afar, uses a handful of pieces, sure, but this little stem piece looks like a reworked version of the original stem piece, just with thicker stem pieces, if that makes sense. Like, I'm pretty sure if I were to take this apart, you guys could see what I'm talking about it being a stem piece. Now, for all I know, this could have been included in a lot of sets in the past, and this is just my first occurrence seeing it, and I'm just a big idiot, but regardless, I think it's still a cool piece for just a kid-sized telescope. But yeah, anywho, with that being said, back to the minifigure. Okay, like the hairpiece, I think it's included in the Skeleton Crew. There's a minifigure there that uses that hairpiece, so it's a nice reuse. But taking that off, you can see the double-sided facial expression. You can see the kid is squinting, which I guess you can get it so it's squinting, and it doesn't really line up with the telescope, at least angled upwards. So maybe, maybe you can make it work. But anyhow, that's besides the point. It's a nice attention to detail. Whoop-de-doo. But the thing that excited me the most about this figure, this blue hand, is actually a prosthetic, which was originally done, I think, last year with Lego Friends. And I was like, okay, it'd be cool if Lego did this with the actual minifigure, and that's what this figure is. You can actually remove the prosthetic piece. Now, it's kind of a tight connection, which I guess is a good thing, but you can see how that's done. Now, I'll throw an image on screen here, how Lego Friends did it, which is probably much simpler compared to this minifigure, but this I just find so cool, how, like, just oh man, the possibilities they can do with this prosthetic piece, so cool, in so many cool colors. I don't know, it just kind of blows me away, I guess. Just the simplest things, you know. As for the extra pieces, you do get an extra prosthetic arm as well as an extra stud, so that's cool, I guess, if somehow you end up missing or misplacing the prosthetic arm on this figure. But still, I like this figure. It's very well represented, I would say, for a aspiring astronomer. Anywho, let's move on to our next pack. Okay, so in my experience opening up these full cases, sometimes they're packed in rows of 3 for the exact same minifigure, sometimes shuffled a little bit around, but just kind of prepping you guys in case you got some duplicates back to back here. Yeah, there we go. There's another pirate one, so let's open up another pack. Now, if this is right, this should be another telescope kid. Oh, it's just another pirate lady, so that's all the pirate ladies. So normally, again, with a full case, there's 3 sets of 12 figures, so yeah. All right, let's see. Okay, there's another telescope kid. Okay. All right, that's our third and final telescope kid. Now we should have a new figure to have a look at. Any guesses? Hopefully a fun one. Ooh, a dinosaur! Okay, so here we have the pterodactyl costume fan minifigure, and I'm excited to have this. You know, like I have the T-Rex and the Triceratops minifigures, and so it's just another dinosaur to add to my CMF collection. I think I have all of them up until this point, if I'm not mistaken. This is just a fun new entry with that, and I like that it's a different color, so all 3 of these figures will stand out. But if you just, like, I don't know, just casually get this figure, it's okay. If I had to nitpick, though, I do wish there was some back, torso, and wing printing. Like, it's cool that we got a new helmet mold as well as new wings, but come on, like, I don't know. I kind of feel like these are on backwards. Like, I get it, the minifigures display up front, but, like, I think it should have been reversed so that the design was like that. Does that make sense? Am I making sense here? How these should have been reversed? Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I mean, whatever. You got minifigure hands. See, like, you could kind of put something in its hands. It kind of seems a little weird, I guess. Whatever. Removing the helmet, which is very nice, by the way. You can see the minifigure's facial expression, and it does have a double-sided facial expression. Again, just wish that the backside had more detail to it, because I'm pretty sure, actually taking a quick look here at the other dinosaur figures, they have, yep, and that one has back printing, and yep, that one has back printing too, so, I don't know, this one probably is cool in concept, just execution, not so much. So it's so far out of the 3 figures we've looked at in this box, a meh for me. Anywho, let's have a look at another pack. All right, question is, are we going to get another duplicate, or are we going to get another brand new character? Another duplicate. We are going to get another pterodactyl. Okay. How about this one? Oh, that's a new figure. It's the kitten dude. All right, the official name for this figure is the Cat Lover, and okay, I actually was kind of meh about this figure up until I have it in hand. I just actually kind of like this, like, it's kind of growing on me. Okay, where to begin? The new cat mold is honestly quite nice. It's like they took the original cat mold and just added more fur to it. That's just the best way I could explain how this mold is. I kind of like it. I dig it, you know? Like, I've had a few friends who own cats who have very fluffy cats like this. So I know a few friends who would definitely be all over this figure, or at least this mold of the cat, and hopefully this will come in other sets in different colors. They really should. I don't think they won't. But yeah, very cool cat figure. I also like the ball of yarn. It isn't really too rounded, if I'm being honest, and I kind of wish you got an extra of it, because I feel like this is the kind of thing that you will lose over time. So I don't know, maybe a second one of those would have been nice to include. But as for the minifigure, I love the attention to detail of the cat hair on the legs. That's so relatable. As a dog owner and also someone who's like visited someone who's a cat owner, very, very much appreciated for attention to detail. The cat sweater is very much a nice touch as well. Especially, I'm going nuts over this arm printing. My copy, the arm printing has a little bit of a scuff mark. Disappointing, but it is what it is. But I do like that. It's very cool. I actually really hope the next time they do a sweater, whether it be a advent calendar or something like that, it better have some arm printing. Otherwise, I'll be very disappointed. But yeah, this is really well executed. But yeah, as for the minifigure's facial expression, you know, just has a happy, cheerful one. And like any cat owner, you know, got a little too close. Maybe, you know, the cat just wasn't in the mood and scratched him up a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty accurate, all things considered. I like this. I dig this. I definitely wasn't expecting to enjoy this figure, so I like it. Anyway, on to the next one. Okay, we might be getting some duplicates again, as to be expected. Yeah, another cat person. Yeah, there's our final pterodactyl costume. So this one should be another cat person. Yep. All right, new minifigure time. Here we go. Who we gonna get? Who we gonna get? Maybe is it a hamster? Is it a longboard? Is it steampunk? Or is it just, I don't know, some other character? Oh, what is this? Oh, okay, it's like the, it's, what is it, the Squishmallow? Yeah, the Squishmallow one, all right. The official name for this minifigure is the Plush Toy Collector, and, okay, that's a nice workaround, but let's just announce the elephant in the room here. This is just a Squishmallow collector. I mean, just look at the shape of these guys and look at what a Squishmallow is. Like, come on, this is just Lego's way of tackling these. And yeah, I've met my fair share of people who collect Squishmallows, and yeah, Lego would be nuts if they just released these two to collect in Lego sets, or just Lego in general. Expect more variants of this mold to appear throughout different themes and different sets. It's gonna happen, you know, if Lego knows what they're doing, which I feel like they do. Okay, regardless of these two cute little plush toys, I guess I will call them by removing them real quick. We'll just get them out of the way so that we can actually focus on the minifigure, which, okay, looks all right. Definitely has that pajama look, and it's all right. It has some arm printing on both sides. Now, a missed detail. I love that it has a hood on the back there. It's very accurate, but I would have just loved if Lego would have gone through and actually make it so that you can have a pull-up hood thing to swap out with the hairpiece. That would have been just so cool. And I feel like the way they could have gotten away with that is by maybe making this like a neck attachment like they did with the hoodie. That way, you know, you could just swap out one for the other. Am I reaching here? I don't know. Maybe this probably was the better way of going about it. Anywho, removing the hairpiece, which is a solid piece, which is cool. You can see they're all happy and cheery, or just sleepy. It depends how you display the minifigure. But yeah, definitely a very sought after figure, I predict, just because, I mean, come on, it's Lego Squishmallows. Oh my goodness. Which, surprisingly, isn't made out of a rubber material. I was actually expecting these to be made out of rubber, because then that way you could actually squish them, but I mean, that's just me. Anywho, not much else to say about this figure, so let's move on to our next few packs. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Oh, we're starting off with a whole new figure. This is like some sort of monster character. Okay, cool. Okay, so this minifigure I had the least interest in, and I still do. I mean, the official name is the Boogeyman, which, okay, cool. It's just some other monster character. with a book for some reason. I mean, I don't know. This just seems like an interesting inclusion. So the cover of the book just says "boo," and flipping open the book, you just see some scribbles with a tale of what this creature is. Okay, so let's have a closer look at the minifigure. I mean, he's got a big mouth. I honestly thought this guy would be a little bit more popping with the head, but he's actually kind of flat. So I don't know what to think of that, honestly. It's okay. He's got some horns. You can position those, I guess. Removing that big old face, you can see some torso print design on the front as well as the back. It's nice, I guess. I'm not really vibing with this figure. But hey, you get an extra horn piece as an extra piece, so there's that. I don't know. Not my favorite so far of the series. So let's move on. All right, if I'm being honest, I'm expecting nothing of this top row to be anything new, so we'll just kind of lightning run this just to verify that these are all duplicates. That's another Squishmallow fan. That's another Boogeyman. The final Squishmallow character. And this one should be the final Boogeyman. Yeah. Okay, so that is the entire top row. Normally, with every full case, there is a divider between the top and the bottom, as is shown there. But removing that, we can have access to the bottom row, which will go top to bottom for pulling, I guess. Just that way it's easier to show via angling. Okay, that worked great. Anywho, so this character is... that's the Cupid. Cool. Okay, the official name of this figure is Cupid. Very fitting, especially with a month after this series release is Valentine's Day, so I can definitely see this figure being sought after in February. So yeah, okay, about this figure. I don't think we've gotten this bow and arrow piece in a red before. If not, I'm mistaken, I guess. It does have some arm printing just on the one arm here. That's totally fine. It has a heart as an accessory. That's cool, I guess. No arm printing on the other arm, unfortunately. It is using the short legs, which is dual molded. No printing on that. That's fine. Torso printing is okay. You do have a new piece, which is the wing piece, and that connects via a neck bracket. I was expecting this to be just a one-hole piece. I'm not quite sure why it was done separately. It's an interesting choice for sure. I'm not sure how this could attach in builds, but I'm sure that's up to the mockers to figure out, not me, since I'm not a mocker. But let's actually remove that neck attachment so that we can see the back torso print. I also went ahead and removed the hairpiece so you can see that alternate facial expression, which is quite funny, admittedly, if you ask me. Like, you just... something about that facial expression just makes me smile. So, yeah, that's how the whole figure looks with all the fun stuff removed. Adding it all back on, you basically have all I have to say about this figure, other than you get an extra heart tile, so that's cool, in case you happen to lose this one. So, yeah, nice, cute little figure, definitely released at a nice time. Let's move on to our next pack. Okay, what's our next pack gonna be? Let's try taking more from the back here. Let's see if I can get all the duplicates in one attempt. Yeah, that's another Cupid. So that should mean this is another Cupid. Unless it got jumbled about. Yep, that's our third and final Cupid. Cool. Don't have to worry about Cupids anymore, hopefully. Let's have a look at this row. Right here. What figure is it? Ooh, another one I've been excited for. This is like the jetpack dude. Okay, I think this one so far takes the cake as my most favorite figure, and you guys know me, I love my details on minifigures, and oh man, look at all the printing and details on this guy. Okay, where to begin? So, we have arm printing with, like, so many layers of colors, like, did I mention the name of this guy? It was a jetpack racer. He's got a jetpack strapped to his back and everything. It's like a sci-fi jetpack kind of thing. Oh man, just look at the details. Look at all the printing. Look at everything. It's so cool. Oh, and I love that helmet mold. Also, the fact that it says Racer 3, I really hope we get other racers so that we can, like, set up a full thing of jetpack racers, especially a jetpack joyride character would be nice. I really doubt that licensing and all that, but, like, that would be cool. That would be so cool. Oh, man, I know I'm gonna, like, take this figure and, like, zoom him around my room because, like, come on, how do you not? Like, this is so cool. Anywho, oh, man, this is so cool. So cool. Let's remove the helmet. You gotta see how that helmet looks, like dual molding and all that. Okay, let's actually remove all these attachments now that I think about it. Okay, there we go. So now you can see the facial expression as well as the alternate facial expression and the back torso print with a power button. So that's cool. If you are curious, that's how the figure looks, the helmet on that way. But as I showed off with how I first showed off this figure, there you go, there's that. Ain't no way that, like, someone's gonna not use this front portion of the facial expression on some sort of ninja custom figure. Like, that screams ninja look to me. So that's cool. As for the build of the jetpack, it's fairly simplistic. You could probably put together how this was done. So yeah, I like how that came all together for a jetpack. Very well done. Just overall, yeah, this takes the cake. I think the last CMF, at least that I kept, that had this much detail, in my opinion, was the Series 24 Robot Warrior. I just go nuts whenever a CMF has so much printing and detail added to it, and it's always the sci-fi ones, I find, in my opinion. It's always the science fiction ones. I just love it. Keep it up, Lego. Also, one thing to note, you do get 2 extra pieces that are included with this figure. You get one stud with a hole in it, and then one of these connection 1x1 pieces. So there's that. Not much else to say about this figure, other than it's super cool. Let's have a look at what else this case has for us. Okay, so these next 2 figures that I'm going to grab out here should just be more of the jetpack racer. Yep, there is one right there. And this one should be the last jetpack racer. That is correct. Alright, so we should have a new figure here, who is the longboarder. Okay. Alrighty, the longboarder figure. Okay. Where to begin? I do like that it has, I'm assuming, a new color of the parachute backpack-esque piece. I guess this is just being used as a backpack for this figure, but still, pretty cool. Has some arm and side leg printing. It's alright, I guess. I don't know exactly what the heck that torso is. I want to say C5J or 0? CS0? I don't know. That's got to be some sort of Easter egg that the designer put in there. I don't know off the top of my head what that could be. Leave a comment down below what you think it could mean. I am at a loss entirely. The longboard piece, very large, indeed very long. It actually does function, which is a bonus. And you can even put the minifigure on, like you can see right there, bada bing, bada boom. Very nice. Only issue I have with the longboard itself is it is begging for some printing on this. I know it's its debut, but come on. This is a CMF. Put some printing on that. We know dang well City's going to start having these longboards as well as the skateboards with the next, like, skate park set or something like that. Give the CMF some printing. You know what I mean? Probably would have actually been cooler if the backpack had a way to, like, I don't know, attach it to its back. That would have been actually even cooler, but I'm nitpicking. Anywho, back to the figure. Have some ripped portion of the jeans. That's pretty typical with people who longboard, I guess. I like the dyed hair hat combo. Again, missed opportunity to print something on the hat. Maybe I'm reaching, but again, come on, you know, maybe I'm being a little spoiled, but, you know, this is what it is. Removing that, you can see the double-sided facial expression. Actually, let's remove the backpack real quick. Not that there's anything particularly interesting to show off, but thought I would show it off regardless. But yeah, there's not really much else for me to comment on for this figure. So with that being said, let's move on. I've honestly forgotten which side is which that I picked from. I'm gonna assume this side just because there's less figures, and assume that we'll just crank out the longboards and go on to a new figure. Yeah, that was a good thought. There's another longboard. So therefore, this should be the last longboard figure. Yep. All right. Cool. All right, new figure. Well, there's only 3 other figures to go. Is it going to be a steampunk, hamster, or the castle one? I think steampunk. Let's see. Oh man, nice. The steampunk inventor. Honestly, it makes sense why this was a minifigure for his CMF line. Kind of shocking this wasn't done sooner, but kind of glad they did it sooner rather than later. Better than never. Yeah, they executed this figure very well. Like, from a distance, you can tell, hey, that's steampunk, and just, yeah, very well executed. You have dual molded legs, no side printing, but that's fine. You do have arm printing on both arms for this figure. Now, there is also dual molding as well as printing on the top hat piece, and I swear, when I first was assembling this figure, I was like, is this misprinted? Like, this feels more natural to put on the hat piece, but I looked up some images, and no, I guess this is the official way the top hat's supposed to go on, so that's cool, I guess. But yeah, torso, very well done, and as well as, like, the facial expression with the monocle, just, yeah, so iconic. You do have a new gauge piece, I think that's what it is, on the top there, with some steam coming out of the little claw, which is all brick built, and you can remove that, and you can just see how the minifigure's hand looks like, so very well executed overall for a accessory build, I guess. So I like this figure. It's very well executed for steampunk, just so recognizable. And for extra pieces, you do get these 2 as your extras for anyone curious. So yeah, let's move on to opening our final batch of packs. Okay, let's speed run these duplicate steampunk guys. Yep, that's a steampunk. Inventor, I should say. Ugh, my bad. Yep, there's another one. Alright, let's grab from the right side. That gives us... what is that, a gerbil? Hamster? I don't know. But either way, it's another costume character. So this figure is known as the hamster costume fan. Yeah, it's definitely looks like a hamster. I don't know. I definitely would like to see different variations of this costume because there's so many different types of hamsters, I believe. But yeah, they capture the generic look pretty well. The accessory is, I want to say, a cucumber or a sliced cucumber. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Comment down below what you think that is. I think it's a cucumber. But yeah, printing, minimalistic, but good enough, I would say. It does have a double-sided facial expression. He's just got a cheery look there. But yeah, not bad for a minifigure. I just, I don't know. Costume figures, kind of iffy for me. They're basically filler spots, I feel, for CMF lines. This one kind of just feels like a bit of a filler. Maybe that's just me. Anywho, let's move on to the rest of this. But before I forget, this also does come with an extra piece of that cucumber tile, so there's that to note. All right, carrying on. Okay, carrying on with our trend of just finishing off the type of character. Yep, another hamster. And the final hamster. That's the final hamster. All right. So with these last 3 packs, there's only 1 figure left to go. So we're just going to open up all 3 at once before we have a look at the final figure. Just to confirm for everyone what's included. So yeah, you got that castle figure with the wolf. Yeah, I have 1 copy. That's a 2nd copy. And hopefully and finally... a 3rd copy. Nice. Let's have a closer look at that figure. Okay, our final figure is probably the most sought after in this entire series. It is the Wolfpack Beastmaster. And, okay, I can kind of see the appeal of why this is kind of sought after outside of Castle fans going nuts and wanting to army build the crap out of this. Like, as the time's recording, this figure is going for 20 Canadian dollars, which is wild as much as, you know, this is a wild character. So, okay, how to unpack this? You have a new wolf mold, which, oh man, this looks really nice. It has a little bit of a print. It's simplistic, you know, like this is for a Beastmaster. It makes sense that he'd have a little wolf companion for a wolf castle character. But putting him to the side, you can see that this character comes with a wolf emblem shield. Very cool. A included sword. Removing those. And we could see more of this cape. Now, I have no way how to fully describe this to you guys, but it is a spongy fabric material that is actually very thick. I don't think I've ever seen this in a minifigure before where it's actually thick. Like, I don't think the camera does it justice to show how thick it is, but it really feels like a trench coat kind of cape thing. Like, it really, really, you can feel the thickness. I can't emphasize that enough. It's a thick cape. So, yeah, with that being said, removing the hood, you can see more of the minifigure's facial expression and just the face in general, which is double-sided, and I love they got him kind of howling as a facial expression. Very nice. Flipping up that cape, though, you can see the back torso print as well as the arm printing in greater detail. Just overall, a highly detailed figure overall. I am very impressed about this, and it kind of makes sense why this is highly sought after for just a collectible minifigure. And I find it quite surprising that we're getting another castle figure, despite the fact that we just literally had a series that was essentially castle-esque themed with the Dungeons & Dragons CMF line. But yeah, regardless, still a cool inclusion. Definitely a nice one for me to have in my own collection. But yeah, this is the final figure, so let's go on and give my final thoughts on this series. So included with every CMF is a little pamphlet, and it's just basically a checklist to show off which characters you still have yet to find. Again, QR code scanners exist, so it's not really too hard to track these down, but it can be if you just start picking these at random. And on the back side, it tells you how to assemble the steampunk guy, the jetpack guy, and the telescope kid. And then there's just a little win at the back there, essentially. But yeah, you can take this with you on the go, I guess, if you're trying to debate which figures to get. These used to actually serve a purpose, but nowadays it's just as interesting to have. But yeah, let's move on to my final thoughts on this CMF line. So from left to right is how I would rate these minifigures as most favorite to least favorite. The overall, quite an enjoyable series. A lot of these actually have me excited to see how people make mocks out of these. I think over half of these figures give inspiration for mocks, which I guess is also the point of these CMFs, but it's just kind of refreshing to see such unique ideas in a CMF line. Kind of refreshing compared to the usual themed ones overall, especially since the last regular wave one, I think, kind of had some odds and end ones. I didn't really fully enjoy them if I remember correctly, but this one is quite refreshing nonetheless. A lot of unique pieces. Sure, there's some be desired with how it was executed, but overall I like this series as a whole, and I definitely recommend trying to pick these up if you are at all interested. As for, like I said, ones I like to dislike, left to right is what I enjoy in this order, give or take, based on what I have in person and just raw thoughts. So yeah, that concludes my full 36-pack unboxing. You get full 3 full sets of these 12 minifigures, and yeah, basically really cool series. So let me know in the comment section down below, which of these 12 figures do you have? Are you one of the people that's going to be army building the heck out of these Wolfpack Beast members? Let me know if you're paying that $20 Canadian price tag or not. Depends on where you find these. I'm curious to hear. Again, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this series. I'd be very interested to hear. With that being said, though, thank you everyone so much for watching this unboxing and review. I hope you all found it enjoyable and informative. And until then, I will see you guys in a future video. Until then, have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye-bye.